So people can expect probably the unexpected. I suppose the podcast is about sex and relationships. It is talking to pockets of societies, people around the country who are not trying to sell you anything, who don't have a book coming out, who are not part of any celebrity culture, but just live really interesting lives. And the curiosity got the better of me to do this podcast, and I cannot wait for people to hear it.
How do you feel talking about sex in this podcast yourself?
I think I'm quite used to talking about sex and relationships because we did it so much on the radio show. I did 5 years of sex and relationship therapy, but it was always cut off so short because you get a certain amount of time on a radio show for a segment. This just really allowed me to get into the depths of it, into the bolts of it, the meat of it, as to why people do their thing. And I suppose just keeping an open mind about people's situations and the way they live their lives, and no shame, no judgment, just listening. I'll be doing very little talking on this podcast. I'll just be listening and hopefully picking up some tips.
Yeah. We talked a little bit about Irish people and their attitudes to sex. I mean, what are you hoping listeners will kind of take away from this in terms of, tips, like you say, but, in terms of just opening up all those conversations about, like you say, different pockets, what are you hoping that is going to happen?
Well, I suppose we're all looking for answers, whether we're single, whether we're in a relationship, whether we're looking for something different, whether we want to revive something, we're always looking for the answer. I suppose what I've learned with recording a few of these so far is there's different ways of doing things. There's different ways of doing relationships. There isn't a one shoe fits all. And it's not to say that you have to go and do a sex party, next week. You can if you want. But just listening to those kind of stories with an open mind and no judgment probably is going to be quite comforting to people in a way, going, oh, okay, so there are people out there doing it that way and doing it that way. Whoa. And they do. Is that possible to do it that way? And it's going to be fun. Like I want to have fun doing this podcast. It's a subject that I always kind of have been really interested in through my radio show, and now have the opportunity to do it in depth in my own time with some really, really interesting people that I don't think I would have never had an opportunity to speak to before.